Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry episode 2. And in the previous video, we indeed had the cultural festival at Jessica's school, which was interesting. I still don't really know how to feel about it, but it is really cool insight that we can get on these characters, not just Shannon, but also a little bit of Kanon, a little bit of Jessica, and we're seeing a bit of what, or I guess we're seeing a bit of Kanon trying to figure out what Shannon has been telling him in regards to her experiences with Beatrice in terms of seeing something. And, you know, whether it is seeing or something else remains to be seen. I did not mean for that to connect, but it is a very similar way as to how the term of existence was kind of brought up in episode 1. So these two things can kind of be interpreted in a very similar way. You know, you can see something, and something has to exist in order to see it. So I don't know if that particularly works together, but it is kind of, curious. It's got me curious as to what we really have going on here, what we really should be looking for.
校長先生はお元気でおられたかね？
ええ、お元気なようでした。そうそう、高宮議員もおいでになっておりました。あなたによろしくと特に言っておりましたよ。
相変わらずご多忙そうかね？
そのようでした。あの方も精力的な方です。そうそう。あと、榎本会長もおいででしたっけ？
I don't know or care for any of these people they're bringing up. Naturally, the topic of Jessica's cultural festival came up at dinner. School events often became social gatherings for local volunteers. It was the same for the Ushiromiya family, who were celebrities around here. Natsuhi remembered the name of one VIP after another at that social gathering, telling Kraus the news about them. Jessica didn't really have any interest in that discussion and rudely slurped her pumpkin soup. No, I think she's doing it on purpose. Also, it is super nice to see Genji again. I've definitely missed him.
Jessica?
Also, I was gonna bring up, in the previous video, I was discussing the audio levels. Whenever I was editing everything just seemed fine. Everything seemed balanced. So I think that was a me issue. Honestly, there are a lot of elements here in this game that are louder specifically for me. And also at the request of you guys really wanted me to hear that music.
そういう言葉遣いは改めるよういつも言っていますよ。はい。
Jessica answered discouraged. When he saw that, Kraus smiled a little and paused his conversation with Natsuhi. Oh, there we go. That's kind of what she was wanting. She was actually wanting, like, it's her school. It's her, actual participation in this festival here. And they're, taking it as something else. Were you? Was she actually watching? No, there's no way. Jessica's face turned bright red. She probably hadn't imagined that Natsuhi would actually come to see her on stage. She felt a mix of happiness and embarrassment. Actually, she hadn't really wanted her mother to watch, since she didn't want to be told that her music was inappropriate for the Ushiromiya family. But it certainly didn't make her unhappy to hear a parent say that she had done a good job, after watching her try her best.
ジェシカもなかなか落ち着きと貫禄が出てきましたね。生徒代表にふさわしい振る舞いでしたよ。
What the fuck? Did we watch the same performance? The smile that had been there until a second ago crumbled like sand. Jessica immediately realized that her mom was talking about something different. Jessica was also the school's student president. She had no interest in doing something so annoying, but her parents had been pushy, so she grudgingly accepted. Unfortunately, she was popular at school, so she won the election easily. So Natsuhi was praising her for the student council sponsorship ceremony at the beginning of the cultural festival. Actually, she had just carried that out half-heartedly. After that, she immediately met up with her friends and held a stage rehearsal for the rest of the time.
人の上に立ち責任を背負うという経験は必ず将来役に立つ。後宮家の人間としてきっとジェシカを成熟させてくれるだろう。
ただ、挨拶が少し早口でした。内容は及第点でしたが、早い口調はそれを薄れさせます。
Damn, I was kind of hoping that Natsuhi actually watched the concert.
一呼吸置く
I
癖
wanted
を
to
つけ
see
る
what
とい
she
いでしょ
thought.
う。
It wouldn't have been anything good, though. Well, that's a little sad, you know? A little disappointing. And, you know, it's not necessarily unexpected. I mean, this kind of does align with Jessica's situation, her position here in this weird-ass family. After she finished eating, Jessica didn't feel like going straight to her room. Her room was basically the place her parents had ordered her to be. So perhaps for Jessica, instead of returning to her own room, being in an unknown location and in this large mansion was a meager form of resistance. So where is she going? Where will she walk on to? No, she's going outside. Jessica felt that even being in the mansion made it hard to breathe, so she went outside to the rose garden.
まあ、来たところでどうせ後宮家の跡継ぎとしてふさわしくないとかなんとか言うんだろうぜ。ならこれでいいんじゃねえかよ。
Jessica laughed at what she was sulking over. She laughed at what kind of words she could possibly have been expecting. That was dumb of me. In the end, I was just acting like an entitled brat. I'm a little exasperated with myself, and it makes me want to laugh.
お嬢様。
Hey, yo, Kanon.
カノン君か。驚かすなよ。
Oh, yeah, let's definitely not scare her. Just as she was about to force a laugh, Kanon suddenly started talking to her, and she choked.
何？なんかよ。
Jessica's expression became the one she always wore when looking at Kanon. The listless Jessica from a second ago was gone. If he had still only known Jessica as the eventual successor of the Ushiromiya family, as he had until yesterday, well, he might have mistakenly thought that Jessica's mood had sprung back to normal. But that was not right. He now knew a part of her that he couldn't have seen until yesterday. There we go again. So he understood that there was no way Jessica actually felt the way she appeared.
あ、今日は文化祭いや、私の見栄に付き合ってくれてありがとうな。助かったぜ。
お歌、お上手でした。
Yeah, you know, people in the comments were telling me that apparently the song that was sung in the original, or I guess the previous iteration, was potentially copyrighted in something completely different. So that's a little, you know, fun fact.
そうかよ。照れるぜ。
But I know nothing of the series of that original song, therefore I can say nothing. Even though she had heard the words she most wanted to hear, Jessica acted shyly and couldn't accept them openly.
僕には歌は歌えません。楽器も小学校で習ったハーモニカとリコーダー笛しか知りません。だからお嬢様も同じだろうと決めつけていました。
I swear, it's gotta be fucking universal that everybody had to learn the goddamn recorder. At the time, Kanon had never felt as though he had been looking down on Jessica in this way. But all the people he had seen playing special instruments were on the other side of the bronze tubes in the TV. At the very least, he had been under the impression that it would be impossible for Jessica.
僕は家具だから歌を歌う必要も楽器を扱う必要もないと信じてきました。
But I'm not sure anymore.
カノン君、その家具だからって口癖。
Yeah, he says it
よそうぜ。
as if it's words that he's reading on the palm of his hand on a daily basis.
使用人の心得ってやつだろ。
とても楽しそうに見えました。
それは多分違うぜ。
え？
楽しそうに見えたんじゃなくて。
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was entertaining. You know, he was able to recognize that it was fun for her, but maybe not necessarily fun for him. But he gained something from that, you know, witnessing her having fun.
羨ましかったんじゃない？
And maybe it is envy, you know? Being jealous of somebody being able to have a lot more freedom in things that they want to do. Konun probably hadn't noticed that emotion himself. Most likely, Konun saw something he had never seen before, learned about it for the first time, and felt envious. And to trick himself out of that emotion, he had called himself furniture over and over, continuing to kick himself while he's already down.
後ろ宮家の後継ぎだかなんだかだそうで、私とカノン君では大きく違うところが1点ある。わかる？
I am furniture and Milady is not. He was about to say that, but stopped.
わかりません。
カノン君は自らの運命が自分の全てだと思って諦めた。私はこんな運命じゃ納得できないから自分の思い切りを頑張ろうと思った。だから後ろ宮家のお嬢様をやらなければならない窮屈な自分と自分の好きなことに精一杯な自分というもう一人を作った。
もう一人の自分。
I mean, everybody's got multiple, like, sides of themselves, not like multiple personality disorder or anything like that, but we have different sides that show different, you know, parts of ourselves. You know, whenever we're in a professional environment, you know, there's some things we can't say or talk about. It's just how it is. You guys think I go around talking about my YouTube shit and my enjoyment with anime and visual novels? No, what the fuck? Especially in a professional setting. And if it was a school setting, I'd get my ass, you know, beat. It is what it is. But on the other side of it, I have a completely different Michael. You know? We all have that somewhere deep down, I'm sure. It's not multiple personality disorder, like I said, but it's another side of ourselves that we can actually show under different circumstances. But, you know, we wear the mask and everything, we take it off, and I don't fucking know. That is not a dream reference, by the way, I'm just saying.
そう言い聞かせなきゃならない辛いことがきっとたくさんあったんだと思う。それについては本当に気の毒だと思う。でもそれだけでカノン君の人生を全て決めちゃうなんて、私はそんなの悲しいと思うんだよ。人はさ、自分の中に自分が本当に好きになれるもう一人の自分をいつでも作り出すことができるんだよ。現実逃避とかとは違うぜ。
No. Definitely. You can never escape from reality. It's another you that still faces reality, but just a different time and place.
そのもう一人の自分でいるとき、私は最高に生きているって実感できる。
How I'm interpreting it is that being away from her family and around friends in a nice social environment with those, you know, her age, it allows her to open up as a completely different Jessica. She's still Jessica deep down, but it's a whole nother side of her that she can just not show here.
だから普段の日常がどんなに窮屈で退屈でも、私はきっと窒息せずに生きていけるってわけ。
I don't know, that's how I interpret it.
自分の中に自分が本当に好きになれる自分を作る。
To make another me, one that isn't furniture. Through her relationship with George Sama, has Shanun given birth to another self that isn't furniture? And did this other Shanun see something that cannot be seen by furniture?
私さ、カノン君のプライベートって全然知らないぜ。でもなんだか想像できる。カノン君のプライベートには多分何もない。
Yeah, from the little bit we heard from Shanun, that might be the case.
図星でしょ?
Kanun couldn't reply, but that was answer enough. He had no concept of a private life, so Kanun would always be Kanun. So furniture would always be furniture.
カノン君のカノンってさ。
In the Fukuin house, new graduates would be given new families and a new life, so they were also given a new name. In his case, that was Kanun. What is his real name?
僕のこの名は仮のものかもしれません。
Because we know Shanun's actual name, but I also already forgot it. Before, he had thought of himself as Kanun and no one else. But he remembered. There definitely had been another self that wasn't Konon. But that was far, far away beyond the distant fog of oblivion.
ならカノン君にもカノン君である時とそうでない時で違う自分がいてもいいはず。
That is actually a really good way of looking at it right there. I mean, especially when he's got two identities here, two names.
厳しく自己を戒めてるかもしれない。でもカノン君じゃない時の君はもっともっと自由に生きていいと思うんだ。
Those words definitely weren't just lip service. Jessica had also been like this in the past. She had cursed her own birth into an environment different from all of her friends at school. Only she had been in a heavily constricted environment forced to learn all sorts of things, and she had even been told whom she was and wasn't allowed to play with. It may have been sad, but she had given up, resigning herself to the fact that she had been born under that kind of star. But one day, Jessica stopped giving up and surrendering. Stuff like Ushiromiya family customs and pressure didn't matter. She created a real Jessica inside herself, one who could do what she really wanted to do.
私さ、学校ではジェシってあだ名で呼ばれてる。
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
だからさ、ジェシであるときは自分に思い切り素直に生きてる。
It's kind of like what I talked about, you know? I also have, my shortened version of my name, Mike. It's usually brought up in a professional environment, so I can kind of, tie that in a very similar way. Basically the opposite here of Jessica,
だからこそ、
but you guys get the
ジェシカ
idea.
であるときも頑張れるんだ。
It's a more like, way, it's another way you can see what we're talking about here. A different side of yourself, and you can put a label on it.
カノン君にもカノンであるときと。
But at the end of the day, it still
カノン
is
じゃな
you.
くてその本名であるときでカノンじゃないとき。自分を好きになれる自分になってみてもいいんじゃないかな。
僕がカノンじゃない時。
He had once thought of his real name as being completely meaningless. Because of that, he had thought that Konon summed up everything about him. And now Jessica was telling him to create something new, another self that wasn't Konon.
カノン君、嫌じゃなきゃ教えてよ。
Yeah, tell all of us here, buddy.
本当の名前なんていうの？
I know this is supposed to be like a really serious moment and everything for these two characters, but no, I want to know. Clue me in, buddy. He was silent for quite some time. Maybe Konon's real name had risen to the tip of his tongue. After hesitating for a long time over whether he should say it, in the end, he swallowed it back down. God fucking damn it.
忘れました。
He edged us on.
僕の名前などもうどうでもいいことです。
Those words contained a faint rejection.
僕が本当は
君は人間だぜ。
Uh-oh.
僕は人間じゃない。
I was gonna say, why did it go just pitch black like that? Konon clearly voiced his refusal. It was with a rage that he normally didn't show. Jessica couldn't say anything back and was struck silent.
お嬢様は人間です。だからどんな生き方をしようとも自由で、どんな未来も可能性もある。それはまるで翼を持ち自在に空を舞う鳥のよう。でも僕にはそんなものはないんです。僕がたとえ鳥に見えたとしてもアヒルに過ぎない。
That is one weird-ass way of looking at it.
アヒルに翼はあっても飛ぶことはできない。なのに空の夢を語るなんて、そんなのは
Wait,
残酷すぎる。
penguins can't fly either, right?
カグだのアヒルだの。
They're cool-looking
なん
birds.
だってんだよ一体。いや。
Jessica had unconsciously gone along with Konon's forceful manner of speaking, but she realized that she shouldn't fire back and swallowed her words.
私は君のことを何も知らない。
No, there might be a whole lot more going on with Konon. I mean, all we've really seen is that he is a teenager at heart, truly. He's a young guy with a whole lot of emotions that are probably very much pent up, building up inside, ready to burst out. Which is why we saw that anger in episode 1 when he thought that he had the culprit in sights, And there probably was a lot more to it as well if it actually was Beatrice, as we're, seeing here in this episode. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lacking in rationality with Konon. And that makes sense for his age, but maybe there is more going on that we don't really know about.
生い立ちも知らないし。
以上、残酷なことを言わないでください。
なんでだよ。なんで。そんなことを言うんだよ。
Honestly, I get the frustration of him continuously shutting himself off from, like, any other ideas that either Shannon, Jessica, even fucking Beatrice throws at him. He just will continue to keep his ears covered.
お嬢様が僕のことをご自分と同じ人間だと勘違いなされているようだからです。僕とお嬢様は違う存在。それをはっきり申し上げておきたかったのです。シャノンに聞きました。お嬢様は僕のことをお気に入りになられているとか。
Wow, he's just gonna fucking confront that.
いや。
僕は人間に限りなく近い姿をしています。だからシャノンのように自分を人間だと錯覚して一時恋愛の真似事をすることもできるかもしれない。でもそれは自分を騙しているに違いない。
In a similar way that he thinks Shannon is fooling herself.
いえ、お嬢様を騙すことにもなるのです。シャノンとジョージ様も必ず破綻する。
Ouch.
その日が訪れることを僕にお嬢様を愛することができないと。
Those words of Kanun's crushed all of Jessica's bittersweet feelings from that day. There was no way her emotions could have predicted that she'd be refused so bluntly. Well, it is Kanun that we're talking about here. Even I expected. In an instant, she lost the willpower that had led her to try and unravel something stubborn in Kanun's heart. And before she knew it, she was just standing there in shock.
お嬢様が僕を好かれているという気持ちが僕の思い上がりによるものならどうかお許しください。
いや、まあその。
No, like there is impact here due to Kanun's words. I mean, that one's definitely a fact.
僕を人間だと思ってくれてありがとうございます。そのお気持ちだけで僕は本当に嬉しいです。
That I wonder.
そしてそれ以上は僕には残酷すぎるから。
いや、もう十分だぜ。その悪かったな。
Jessica recklessly scratched at her head and spoke, trying to force her voice to sound bright.
私一人がいろいろ先走っちゃって迷惑かけたよ。正直ごめん。貴重な休みを丸一日振り回しちゃって。本当にごめん。
I mean, to be fair, as Shannon also kind of told us, he wouldn't have been doing anything anyways.
いえ、僕も楽しそうなお嬢様が見られて
See,
嬉しかった
that's
です。
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
じゃあ今夜はこれで終わりにしようぜ。私も部屋に戻って消灯しないとまた母さんに怒られちまうよ。
そうされた方がよろしいでしょう。おやすみなさいませ、お嬢様。
おやすみ。
Yeah, that isn't awkward whatsoever. Conan saw Jessica trot away with her back to him, looking disheartened. But then she suddenly broke into a reckless dash and disappeared in the direction of the mansion. As he watched her back, for just an instant, Conan was tormented by the feeling that he had just made a huge mistake. But he hadn't made a mistake at all. He had been forced to refuse her now for her sake, while the pain was still at its smallest. Yeah, I mean, he didn't lead her on whatsoever. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, this woman. That scared the shit out of me. I thought, like, we're fading to black. We'll go to another chapter or whatever. It's like, nope. Here comes Beatrice.
お前がそこまで拒絶するとは意外であった。普通に受け答えしていれば
I don't even know what the fuck I was saying.
わらわの魔法で
Oh yeah,
二組目の
he didn't
恋
lead
人
her
た
on
ち
or
が生
anything.
まれ
Like,
ていたものを
he was able to set the record straight, make sure that, you know, she wouldn't develop any further feelings. You know, those would die down. She wouldn't have to be hurt because of him. You know, blah, blah, blah. Hello,
いつから
Beatrice.
そこに
It's been a little bit. Not really.
最低なやつだな。
When he turned around, the witch was suddenly there. It looked like she had been there the whole time, watching the two of them as though enjoying a play, excuse me.
わらわへの暴言は愉快なる見せ物に免じて特別に許す。
I feel like there have been many other times where some insults were thrown her way.
男と女のこじれ合いに勝る見せ物は千年を経ても存在せぬな。わらわにとっては何よりも甘美な。
Kanun pulled the butterfly brooch out of his pocket. It was the manifestation of the great magic the witch had bestowed. Ah, fuck. Without hesitation, Kanun slammed it against the ground and stomped on it.
ほう。
Well, that doesn't bode well.
わらわの与えたものと知りつつ、それは何を意味するのか。
今、理解した。お前がしているのは恋のキューピッドなんて洒落たものじゃない。お前は、結ばれぬ者たちに恋を見せて、たぶらかして、楽しんでいるだけの悪魔だ。
You know, there was actually a bit there where I kind of forgot that, yeah, he did have that, and that could be having an effect here on this squabble.
しかもそれだけじゃない。その末路まで想像がついていて、もてあそんでいる。違うか?
Well, you're a little wrong. It didn't necessarily seal her. That mirror, that is.
家具とはつくづく哀れな存在よ。夢も未来も恋すらもないか。よいよい、身の程はわきまえるに限るぞ。ジェシカの心には、お前が察する通り、淡い恋心があった。
Yeah, faint, if you want to call it that.
そなたはそれにハサミを入れ、刈り取ったつもりでいる。
He did indeed do that.
だが、
Very much so.
お前たちは大いにわらわを楽しませてくれそうだぞ。
So I wonder if Beatrice really is just doing this for her own entertainment at the end of the day. You know, she probably doesn't care what really befalls Shannon, whether she gets with George or not, but she still listened to Shannon, and she listened to Beatrice. The witch laughed. Even though she had known the two could never be together, she had lent magic to bring them together. However, they couldn't escape the fate that prevented them from ever being truly joined. The witch knew that. Even if they were joined, Shannon and George, Kanun and Jessica would eventually break up. They would wander through an endless desert in this hell of love, tormented by an eternal thirst.
わらわがその力を対価なく貸すことがあるとでも、恋に手は貸そう。その対価は、やがて必ず訪れる二人への過酷な運命の鑑賞料としていただくわけよ。
Yep, there it is.
これに勝る見せ物は1000年経っても存在せぬ。金蔵を見るがいい。恋の味を知り、楽園を追放された哀れな老いぼれの末路を。死んでも死にきれぬ、さながら亡者のような生き様を見るがいい。
You know, if we fall back onto that whole conversation of, you know, being able to see Beatrice, this whole wavelength, you know, deal, what if love is something to do with it, you know? Not necessarily solving the see and exist sort of mystery that we have going on with those terms, but more so of just fully understanding and having a different perspective on things. Kinzo might not be able to truly see Beatrice anymore because he's not in love with Beatrice. He may say that he is, but it is obsessiveness, which is not necessarily love. It's something completely different, and it is toxic. And as we've, you know, clearly seen, Kinzo is no longer the sanest man here anymore. That toxicity has really gotten to him.
この悪魔め。
頼まれずとも消えよう。まだまだわらわには力が戻らぬでな。
Oh, but it will.
姿を現し続けるのはまだまだ疲れることよ。
But you enjoy doing it anyways.
そなたら恋人たちに力を授けるのに無理をしすぎたのでな。触媒のブローチなしで力を維持し続けるのは 今のわらわには容易ではない。
Kanun ground his foot even more into the stomped brooch. He felt it break under his foot. Then it evaporated like water and changed into butterflies that sparkled gold, fluttering out from beneath Kanun's foot.
わらわもわらわは必ずや力を得てよみがえるであろう。その時までしばし姿を消す。
Oh, I can't wait.
そなたの手のひらにもはやあざはなく、
It is?
そなたが望むならば明日の朝にはわらわの存在など夢か幻のように消し去ることもできよう。忘れ去られることほどわらわに悲しいことはない。だがわらわは必ずよみがえる。
Oh, we're all aware.
そしてその日がいつ訪れても後悔することのないよう、わらわは必ずや再臨し、この島の真の主として全てを支配する。
And that does align with, you know, that letter and what she was doing in episode 1, supposedly.
その時こそ再び黄金鏡の扉が開かれる。
There's that Golden Land shit.
欲深な亡者たちが必ずやわらわを呼び覚ます。
くどい。早く消え去れ、黄金の魔女。
But you know, his frustration towards Beatrice could also explain why he was the way he, you know, acted back in episode 1 when he got his ass killed. It may have been an opportunity to strike back against the witch, because it may have been her after all. But alas, he didn't really make it that far. The witch became a cloud of gold butterflies and scattered away, leaving behind a scornful laugh. The whole area sparkled like a gold blizzard in a snow globe. It was a fleeting, fantastical scene that disappeared in a heartbeat. If that's what you want to call it. Again, I didn't really expect Beatrice to pop up there. That kind of spooked me. The witch could no longer be seen. However, Kanun felt like he could still hear that shrill, unpleasant laugh. That cackle. Gotta love it. Okay, well, what the fuck? I guess she's still here?
なぜに久しぶりの人の世はこうも愉快なのか。
She is talkative.
恋に惑え、黄金に惑え、そのどちらにも惑わぬものなど人間にあらず。なるほど。故に家具とは言えたり。家具は人間に奉仕するために生み出される。
Correct.
そしてわらわは退屈なる千年の慰み者として人間を虐げる。そのわらわが家具を支配できぬとは、なんとも愉快な三すくみ。
And what can furniture do to the witch?
金蔵め。
How does this hierarchy work?
実に面白いことをしてくれる。家具め。わらわを撃てるか試みてみるがいい。今宵まきたる恋の種は2つ。すでにまきたる種と含めてこれで3つ。
Wait, what was the third one?
ベアトリーチェ。
Or I guess the second. Well, there was 3. There shouldn't have been 3. Only 2. Right? What the fuck am I missing here?
なぜ
I feel like I should know this.
私を一人この苦界に置き去りにしたのか。
What can I say, guys? I'm kind of tired.
私は憎い。これほどまでに恋焦がれているのに答えようとせぬお前を永遠に憎む。
God damn, this music goes hard.
親方様、それ以上のお酒はお体に触ります。
As he is usually told.
南條先生からも。
おー、ベアトリーチェ。
Oh
な
boy.
ぜ私だけを置き去りに。
I don't know. Would any woman really want to, you know, be around a guy like this? You know, money aside and everything. Like, his wails is enough to keep a whole fucking, like, neighborhood stuck awake in fear.
なんだよ、家具って。わけわかんねえよ。
Damn, everybody be crying in this goddamn house.
おお、おいたわしやジェシカ様。
I was wondering when Kumasawa was going to make her appearance. I need her to make an appearance when things are a lot, livelier though. I need to hear her laugh. Fuck Beatrice's laugh. This is the laugh I need to hear.
私は事情を知りつつもどうしようもないのでございます。すべては若すぎた二人と近すぎた距離。そして生まれた家柄が遠すぎたゆえの悲劇。私はただただお嬢様のお気持ちを汲み取り、足音を殺して静かに立ち去るのみなのでございます。
Kumasawa and her goddamn narration. Now this is the Umineko I know. However, this sort of feels like a stage is now getting set. We've kind of moved past all of that, and now what will be given to us? What is next?
それってどういう意味ですか、ジョージさん。
言葉通りの意味だよ。僕はまだ自分の城を築き上げてない。それができて初めて僕は一人前になれたと思えるんだ。その時君と結婚したい。
それは
でもそれじゃあ
But
もう僕の心が許せないんだ。だから君に婚約指輪を贈りたい。
婚約ですか。でも私家具ですし。
そうだったね。じゃあ家具は人の言うことを聞かないとね。
he's pulling this out of his ass again.
今君に贈るのにふさわしい指輪を作らせてる。多分今度の親族会議の日には持っていけると思う。
Everything's being drawn together here.
どうか君の返事を聞かせてほしいんだ。君が僕の婚約を受けてくれたら、僕はその席でおじい様を含めた全ての親族の前で君との婚約を宣言する。
Oh man, you are going to get smacked so goddamn hard by Ava.
ジョージさん。
She's gonna go find that gun that Natsuhi was using in
君
episode
と僕の
1.
中をふさわしくないと咎める人たちはきっといる。でもそいつらの顔を見る必要はない。君はその瞳の中に僕だけを満たしていればいいから。君を必ず幸せにする。それだけは絶対に約束するから。
Well, things seem to still be going well on that end, while everybody is heartbroken on all other ends. What's going on here?
どのように実るのか楽しみでならない。熟に過ぎて腐り落ちる果実の駅に黄金の蝶たちは舞い降りぬ。今より収穫の日が待ち遠しい。宴の時はまだかまだか。
Oh, don't worry. Maybe I should. That's a lot of laughter. But no, don't worry. The day is coming. And oh boy, I wonder how things are going to go there. We're getting back into the screen shattering as our transition. October 4th, the first day. We're right back at it. I think. It was October 4th, or 4th, excuse me. That was actually the first day, right? I'm pretty goddamn sure. So, we're kind of caught up, I think. We're back at it. Getting ready for the for this lovely conference where everybody's gonna fucking die. And now we have a little bit more information. I mean, not only have we seen the events of episode 1 in our first pass through, which didn't really give us much, but we're gonna go through a second pass. Things might be a little different here and there. And now we know of these characters to a degree. Now some more than others, how their personalities are, you know, a little bit of the relationships and shit. We can go in a little bit more knowledgeable than last time. Will that solve any of our fucking questions? No, I don't think so. I don't think I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything here. Shit's not gonna get solved. Absolutely not. Which is a little disappointing, but we are still in the question arc, if you will, so it's gonna be a while. It will be a while. But no, I'm excited to get back at it. Ready for the murder mystery to ramp up yet again and to see what Beatrice will do. So, I don't know if I want to call this necessarily a prediction, but I am thinking, I'm trying to, think of how to kind of integrate everything together here that we've seen so far. The idea is that we're supposed to solve this mystery to figure out whether it is that of the doings of a witch, which you can say that, and well, the mystery's been solved, I guess. There is no mystery to be had, really. Or something else is going on here. But whenever we see people talking about the existence of Beatrice, when the servants would say that she exists, quote unquote, and now we have this new one where, to be able to see something or whatever. Is this like a mass fucking hallucination shit going on here? Because something existing, quote unquote, could be, they either exist or they don't. Seeing, that you can either see something or you can't. But what the fuck? Like, it's all perception. And it's all, whatever your head is being able to process. But what is going on, I don't fucking know, honestly. I really don't. Which is frustrating, but I'm sure you guys are all enjoying my frustrations. And hey, if any of you guys are watching along that have never gone through this shit, well, at least I don't feel so alone, right? Well, anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll end it here so I can get the rest I definitely need, and then I can tackle the next video definitely primed and ready to figure out this crazy ass shit. And no, it'll be good. It will be good, or at least I really hope so. We're already in the 4th chapter. We're making our way ever so slowly. Again, I'm trying to keep the videos short, or shorter than they were in episode 1, but I've definitely got more free time than I used to, so I might just fucking reverse all of that. We'll see. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Thank you all for watching regardless. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.